Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the most must-see webcam show for all things Pittsburgh sports. This is Talking Sports with the Pastor. This is our initial live broadcast. So, all my subscribers, if you are within right now, just go ahead and click on YouTube and come on over and let's chat a little bit about Pittsburgh sports. I want to start today talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates, because obviously, as I said in previous videos, we are in baseball season right now. Big news coming just a day or two ago. The Pirates trade Nick Kingham to the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, what did they get back for Nick Kingham? This is a typical Bob Nutton kind of move. They get cash considerations. Bob Nutting is a great businessman. He is running this club like a business. He's doing it to make money. And in order to make money, he has to keep his expenses low and keep his prices high. Now, what that means is that the talent that is in Pittsburgh is up-and-coming talent. It is not talent that is going to stay very long, because once the talent gets to a certain point, it's going to be overpriced for Mr. Nutting, and he will get rid of them, as we've seen in the past. He's gotten rid of Andrew McCutchen. He's gotten rid of up and coming stars that were ready to make that leap to the majors. As soon as he can get something for it, he'll push it out and bring in the young guys. So, and this is just another sign of that. I mean, Nick Kingham, he came up about a year or two ago, had that one really nice start where he took a no-hitter into the seventh inning. He had struggled a little bit, but obviously the Blue Jays must have made him quite an offer for those cash considerations, because the Blue Jays, if you know anything about baseball right now, they are absolutely strapped for pitching talent. They needed pitching talent, and they obviously thought this was a good way to get it. So once again, now I looked on my phone this morning, because I was kind of interested to see what was going on as far as the attendance at PNC Park, because I think that's a very interesting thing to look at. The home attendance average this year is 17,404 fans per game. Now, that's down from last year's numbers of 18,003. 2017 was 23,697. 2016, they averaged 27,768 fans a game. In just 3 years, the average attendance is down 10,000 fans. That is a huge number. Last year, if you remember, it was very, very cold in April. And the numbers reflected that. They were getting 7,000 to 8,000 people through the turnstiles every game. And it made the Nuttings a little bit nervous. And you saw what happened. They went out and they got Chris Archer. Make no mistake about it. The Chris Archer move was not a move to make this club better. It was not a move to make this club better. It was a move to get into your pockets, to get you excited about this team. One pitcher is not going to change the fate of a team going to the playoffs or trying to go to the playoffs. A starting pitcher works once every 5 days. That's not enough to get them where they want to go. What the Nuttings were doing is they wanted to get you interested in their product again. They wanted you to go through the turnstiles, and it worked. The numbers for attendance went up. That's the only reason those attendance numbers got to 18,300 last year, was because of the Chris Archer trade. So watch the upcoming trade deadlines coming up later this year. See if they don't make some kind of low-priced, high-profile splash to get you back in the ballpark. I don't like the way the Nuttings do this, but it is something that they have done in the past. It's a business to them, and they're making money right now. And if you're in it for that, that's great. But as fans of this team, as a fan of this team, that's not what I'm after. And I know that that doesn't sound right. I don't. It's not that I don't want my team to make money. I think if you win, the money comes. I think I've gone to a lot of Altoona Curve games. I've seen the talent that comes up from Double A. You have the Altoona Curve who have won the Eastern League a couple of times now, and they are a very exciting ball club to watch. Going out to that stadium out in Altoona is an incredible experience. You're right up close to the fans, so you really get a great feel for some really good baseball. So why doesn't that calculate into coming up to the big club and making that splash with the big club? And the answer is because of the Nuttings. Bob Nutting is a businessman, and he'll never allow the Pirates to win and lose money. If he can make money and the Pirates can win, that's all the better for him. But he will make sure that he makes as much money as he possibly can on you. So just beware of that. Watch him on TV. I'm not telling you not to go to the ballpark, but this is a two-way street. Bob Nutting, if you want my money, if you want me to come to the ballpark, then you've got to show me 12 months out of the year that you are dedicated to making this ball club competitive. You're dedicated to making this ball club a winner. And I haven't seen it. I've been looking for it. I haven't seen it. I enjoy Pirate baseball. I can't get on board when the ownership is like this, and everybody wants to blame Clint Hurdle. I mean, Clint Hurdle can only do so much with the talent that he's given. You start trading away like a Jay Hay and his big pieces to this puzzle, and it's not going to work. It's just not going to work for the long term. You are trading away talent and assets so that your numbers stay low as far as what you can pay. I was excited. I forget when this was. It was a few years back that there was a rumor that Mark Cuban actually wanted to buy the Pirates. I was excited about that. A lot of people don't like Mark Cuban. A lot of people don't like the baggage that comes with Mark Cuban. At this point, as a Pirate fan, I am more than happy to give Mark Cuban a call and say, "Hey, you want to own a major league team?" So that's where the Pirates are right now. They are sitting at 30-38, just good enough to get you to go to the ballpark and have some hope. If they fall much further than that, you're going to see Bob Nutting do some things to improve this team, but not to the point where they're going to be a threat to make the playoffs. I think the division's well out of our reach this year. The wild card's well out of our reach. I don't see any way that we get into that picture this year. Turning it over to the Steelers. Steelers are going through their OTAs and you're seeing little bits and pieces come out of that. Probably the biggest news I'm seeing is about Devin Bush, our first-round draft pick. Devin Bush is an amazing talent. The last time that the Steelers traded up in the first round to grab a defensive talent and the situations look similar was when they drafted Troy Polamalu. Now, I'm not trying to put that label on Devin Bush, like he's going to be that big of an impact player. But what is coming out of OTAs is that Devin Bush is actually starting to call the defenses already. That is a good sign. I hope once the games start that the spotlight isn't too big for him. But he is a rare talent, and the Steelers knew he was a rare talent, and they did everything they could to go get him. You have other draft picks that people were worried about the wide receivers. I'm not really worried about that. Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be a good number one, and he's going to be a good guy in the locker room, which is going to be a big deal. You have Dante Moncrief, who they picked up. I think he's a good fill-in. He'll either be a number 2 or 3, depending on the – The progress of our number 2 draft pick. We'll see where that leads us, but they have enough talent on the roster that will create a balance with the running game that'll be a little tough to handle. And I think some of that balance will also come from the tight end position. I know that we lost a really good tight end this year, the kid from Penn State, Jesse James, but I just think McDonald is ready to have a breakout season. He's ready to have one of those kind of years. We got a little glimpse of that. If you remember the stiff arm from last year, and that's all I have to say for most Steeler fans. They remember that Vance McDonald stiff arm. I think that the balance that is going to be created. I think the idea that Ben doesn't have to be listening in the huddle to AB saying, "Hey, get me the ball, get me the ball, get me the ball." And a lot of people are saying, "Well, what about not having Le'Veon Bell?" We didn't have Le'Veon Bell all last year, and it really, I didn't see a huge drop off. Le'Veon Bell is a very special talent, but he wasn't there all last year, so it's not like we were missing something huge there. I think this team is better than a lot of people think. I think we have some holes to fill on the special teams. I haven't really been a fan of our punting game the last couple of years. I think that's a very underrated aspect of a football team. It's just the idea that you can create field position with the punting game. And I think Chris Boswell is going to get his stuff straightened out hopefully this year. I would like to see them bring in a free agent kicker to really push him through training camp. I've never been a big fan of the kickers in training camp. It doesn't look like they get pushed very much. But we're hopeful that they'll get things rectified that way. Probably the biggest concern I have for this football team is the coaching staff. We lost a great offensive line coach in Mike Munchak. Very, very underrated loss there. Mike Munchak took this club to some really great places. When he came in, they were a mess. They were a shambles on the offensive line. Yes, he got some talent to work with, but boy, he brought that talent everywhere than it needed to be and made a lot of those guys all pros. And he will be sorely missed. Now, I'm not saying that his replacement isn't going to do the same thing, but I am saying that Mike Munchak is going to be a huge miss. Keith Butler, I'm not sold on yet. We'll see what he does now that the cupboard's a little more stocked for him. But he's got to prove it this year. He's got to show it this year now that he can coach at this level and then he can bring these guys to perform. So it's and as much as I like Ben Roethlisberger, been a big Ben supporter for a long time. Now saying that means what he does on the field. His youthful stuff off the field, I was never a big fan of. I have always gone by the idea of what you do off the field is your own business. You step between those lines, you step between those ropes, you better be able to perform. And I think we would be a lot further as a society if we would just let people make their mistakes off the field. But when you walk on the field, that's when I can root for you, and that's when I can criticize you or talk about you. I don't think it's right to talk about people and their stuff off the field. But Ben's got it kind of figured out now. And as much as I like him, he can be kind of a diva in the locker room, it looks like. He can kind of throw his weight around and try to get the coaches that he wants in there. So we'll see how that happens. Hopefully he gets a little calmer as he gets older, and he, when you're a dad, you kind of, that kind of stuff kind of falls by the wayside. So hopefully that'll happen for Ben, and Ben will prove to everyone that he deserves where he is supposed to be at as far as his legacy with the Steelers and with the NFL. I want to remind everybody that this is an open forum, so you can comment, and I can see the comments, and I'll kind of try to answer questions for you from my perspective. I'm also going to give you a text line that you can text your questions. That text line, I'm in the 814. Go 814. We're in the 814, and that number is 659-9141. Text the Talking Sports with Pastor Len line at 659-9141. Any question that you have that you might want to ask, any comment you might want to drop. We're a positive kind of comment place here. If you want to maybe talk something with me, if you want to counterpoint my opinion, I'm all for that. I enjoy good spirited debate as long as people are being Christian about it. I mean, you are talking with the pastor here, so let's have some good debate. I know we're a little young yet, so the first couple of podcasts might be just me sitting here giving you my opinion, which is okay too. We're going to be talking about current events today, of course, being Flag Day. So thank you to all our veterans. All those who serve in the military. I appreciate all your service. My dad, of course, being a former Navy man, I always think about him on these days as well. So again, that text line is 659-9141. We're of course in the 814. Woohoo! So just shoot me any questions you might have, and we get into those in just a few minutes. We talked about the Pirates a little bit, talked about Steelers a little bit. The Stanley Cup Finals just finished. The NBA Finals just finished. Big shock there. It's 6 games that the Toronto Raptors take out the Golden State Warriors. Was that a shock to you? I have to admit, I was a little bit surprised. Being that Pittsburgh doesn't have a professional basketball team. Ever since high school, I've been a fan of the team from Denver, the Nuggets. I've been a big Nugget fan ever since high school. They went pretty far this year, so I was definitely shocked to see that Toronto took out Golden State in 6 games. I thought if Toronto had a shot, it would be in 7. St. Louis, of course, wins the Stanley Cup Finals. Their first Stanley Cup ever. I had that one picked. I thought they had a little bit more than Boston did. It would not have surprised me to see Boston win that series, but I was picking St. Louis in that one. So again, 659-9141 is the number if you want to text. We're going to be on here for just a few more minutes. We're going to try to keep these shows to about 15 to 20 minutes to begin with. I know when I see something on YouTube that goes over 20 minutes, sometimes I don't think I have the time to listen to it. So I'm trying to stay faithful to that right now. Again, we're going to be doing these when I have a chance. Hopefully every couple of days we'll be getting on here with a new one, and we'll talk about current events. We'll talk about things going on in the NFL, stuff going on in Major League Baseball, any big news stories that might be going on. But we're going to be mostly Pittsburgh sports. And again, you might see my family rolling in and out of here. My son Zach is home with me right now. My dog Trixie is running around here somewhere. So this comes right from the pastor's house. So we're excited to bring this to you. Don't forget, if you get a chance to see this video, like the video, thumbs up it, subscribe, and ring the bell. Ring the bell so that you get notifications on when we go live. We're going to post this video in just a few minutes. If you have any questions, jump on. If I don't get a chance to answer them today, I will start off with those questions in our next podcast. So I am excited to be here with you, excited to share the airwaves with you. This is the most must-see podcast in all of Steeler, Pirate, and Penguin Nation. This is the only chance that you get to talk sports with the pastor. So, guys, we'll see you. Have a good day, and may God bless. Bye-bye.